Is it really possible for your average Magic the Gathering player to reach Mythic without spending a single penny? Today, we're going to put that to the test, starting with a fresh account and grinding the ranked ladder to see how many games it takes to reach the coveted Mythic rank.
Hello everybody, my name is AJ and welcome to day number 19 of the Free to Play to Mythic Challenge. I want to start today off by just thanking everyone who commented on my last video, showing their support. I'm doing okay. Family is pushing through, but overall we're doing all right. We're gonna do our very best to keep moving forward. On the Magic front, we have no changes from yesterday's episode, I should say, a few days ago. But we're going to go ahead and show you guys the deck list, and we'll hop right back into the ranked ladder. Here is the list we are running today. Same as we have been for the past couple days. Still really big fan of the Shelter by Ghosts. And I honestly don't know if there's much to change. We are only a couple packs away from a Mythic wildcard, so either I'll buy them with the gold, or we'll just wait till it comes naturally, and we'll see if we want to add in the 4th Chocobo. But perhaps I think this is an okay final list. Without further ado, let's get into the ranked ladder and see if we can capitalize on last episode's success. Here we are, game number 1 on the draw with an interesting hand. We can turn one Fabled Passage for red. We have a nice curve. This is on the borderline. I think this is a hand worth keeping at least to just test, is like, hey, how does this really match up? Into the mono red aggro, it's probably a little bit worse than into a different matchup, but I still don't hate the curve that we have. It's a beautiful mountain art. I mean, that is just gorgeous. Absolutely love that. I think Adam does a lot of full art land arts that I really like. I think he did the I don't know why I'm pretending to know. I feel like I've seen his name on a full art land. I don't know what land he knows or he's made, and maybe I'm just completely lying. But we'll see. Let's grab our red. Pray we find a Shelter by Ghosts at some point. I suppose we should drop Bristly Bill and try and get those removal spells out. We want to get this Mossborn Hydra to stick, so every removal spell they spend on the Bristly Bill, better than them spending it on the Hydra. In episode, I think, 15 or 16, there was a game where I wanted to play Tifa 2 and waited on her to have Defend the Rider for her, and it was a little bit slow. Didn't feel like we accomplished very much that game. But here we will, I suppose, we'll just drop the Traveling Chocobo and Hydra on the next turn will be really good for us. We're at risk of a lot of damage here, unfortunately. Taking 8 damage. That actually very well loses us the game no matter what we play, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, they just have to swing with a Hired Claw and we lose. That's definitely unfortunate. That's not exactly what we want to see. I mean, we will slap down the Mossborn Hydra and the Chocobo and pray. It's probably our best chance, but unfortunate loss for us. The triple Hired Claw is a lot of damage to deal with. Nova Hellkite is really strong for them too. Yeah, they have a lot of outs here. Upsetting, not upsetting, but disappointing game 1. Losing to the mono red. But I think it was a good learning experience. I think for sure that hand is probably just not good enough, and I think I'm okay with that and learning that. And we didn't have to spend too much time. We'll get right into game 2. Okay, here we are with a very similar hand, but on the play this time I think is better. We have Shelter by Ghosts for aggro interaction. I feel a lot better about keeping this hand. 3-lander's a lot better than the 4-lander, even though it is the same kind of curve without 1-drops. Looks like we might be into Azorius artifacts again. Be unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Traveling Chocobo is great to see. Gets us out of the Pinnacle Star Cage. Definitely think I'm okay with that. We'll drop the Traveling Chocobo and see what they have. Not a lot, fortunately for us. So we will drop Bristly Bill. Play a Forest. Maybe it is just complete, it's just normal control, and playing right into the counterspell was not the greatest choice, but that's okay. I will crack a map for a little bit of card draw, as it were. Yeah, I think I'm happy to crack these maps to get these lands up, especially while we don't have much else to do. Really, really nice card advantage. I mean, that Get Lost essentially was -1 for them now. It's really, really nice to see. Yeah, they're only lands, but they're cards off the top of the deck at the very least. This definitely makes me think it's Azorius artifacts. Makes me feel a little bit better about the counterspell. More so that they don't have a counterspell than they just don't have one in hand. We're out of Pinnacle Starcage range, which is really nice. Well, Traveling Chocobo doesn't get hit by it, I should say. And they shouldn't have a way to clear both of them. So I feel okay about the situation we're in. Hopefully we can get a Hydra to stick. Honestly, I'm okay with that. Obviously, we'd love to get a Traveling Chocobo in, but we just drop our Hydra. Generate a real big threat. And then Traveling Chocobo next turn this Hydra can sneak out for a win, potentially. They tap out thinking, oh, I've got a turn, they only go to, well, I suppose the Bill Hydra with a land that they know that I have lethal on board because I have the Forest in hand. So it's unlikely they make a misplay, and it's unlikely the Traveling Chocobo does much. I don't see a way for them to try and get a blocker to save themselves. So unfortunately we will just have to wait and see what they do. Okay. Potentially, they did make that mistake of trying to get a blocker for damage. That's why they were thinking on the math. But this should be a nice win for us. Traveling Chocobo into a land drop. Shelter by Ghost was always another great option as well. So we will just make a big Hydra, swing in, and we will make up for that first game. And hopefully continue this beginning of the streak of good luck. Well, we're on the draw, but I mean, loaded hand, even into the what is assuredly a removal-filled Boros matchup. I mean, we have 2 Tifas, Bill, and 2 Chocobos, and that is pretty darn good in my eyes. I suppose we'll grab red mana. We want to get that now. I don't see a reason we need double green pips just yet. I mean, unless we top deck the Defend the Rider. So I guess green could have been better for sure, but I don't hate having Worldsoul's Rage available to us at all. Especially if we're going to want to try and get Chocobo out on curve. I'm okay with waiting a turn too. Boros, what I would assume would be aggro, but they're not playing too much. I get their Screaming Nemesis down, but definitely interesting. Yeah, here's where having that extra green pip would be really nice for sure. But I suppose we will just drop the Chocobo, and Terramorphic Expanse has a nice land drop. Yeah, that second green pip would be a lot nicer here than really much else. Definitely think I'd prefer to have that over, to be quite frank, really any other option. But we can get Bristly Bill out of most kill spell range. He can't be shocked at instant speed, and this Terramorphic Expanse gets him out of lightning strike range. We get our second green mana. So next turn, Chocobo with Defend the Rider and hopefully find a land and be in a decent spot. Shelter by Ghosts again is unfortunate, to say the least. I would like to say I'd love a Shelter by Ghosts on my own, but I actually don't know if I would, to be completely frank. Guess we'll drop the Chocobo and That did leave us open to being... Let's see, we would need one more land, but if we can get one more land, we can Shelter by Ghosts away that Nemesis. Would be really nice. What did they steal with the first Shelter by Ghosts? The Traveling Chocobo, that's it. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's not ideal for sure. Oh, wow. That... Yeah, that's really unfortunate. I think we had a good hand there. I think taking the red instead of the green was wrong. Worldsoul's Rage is not that important in this matchup. Having Defend the Rider is. I think that was definitely a mistake. Very possibly cost us the game, but that's okay. Again, great learning experience. Know how to play this deck a little bit better next time, and we will get right back into the climb. Okay, here we are. We have a great hand. Turn on Llanowar Elves, turn to either of our doublers and get a fetch land in right away. That feels really good. The only thing that this would suck against is red shocking it and having no turn 2 play. That would definitely be a really poor matchup. This was good in like Esper Pixie a while back, I think. So let's see. I mean, we'll throw the counter on Bill and we'll just see what happens. Can do this at instant speed for nowhere to run. Yeah, it does look like a bounce deck of some kind. Maybe just Azorius, but black I think has some decent bounce pieces. So it's really Esper, Orsov, and Abzan. Okay. Seamurp is unfortunate, but not the end of the world. I mean, we'll throw a counter on the elves just in case, but nothing to worry about. Here I'll grab white. Shelter by Ghost feels pretty good. Just getting rid of something feels pretty nice. Way to get rid of that Seamurp as well. Here, ideally I'd like to get the Mossborn Hydra in. It doesn't die to Seamrip. It doesn't die to Nowhere to Run, which they may or may not even have. So tentatively I feel okay with dropping it. Maybe they just get lost and that sucks. They bounce their Seamrip, I get Bill back. Shelter by Ghost, I suppose that's a removal. That's interesting. I don't know if I like these. Maybe it's not bounce. Maybe it is just Esper nonsense. It's definitely possible. I mean, we just don't have the interaction at all for what we want to do. Yeah, I mean, well, I guess it's drop the Traveling Chocobo. Finding a land off the top is great. And we really want to find a... Like, the one-drop Chocobo would be good, because I can get some card draw with Terrasymbiosis, I suppose. Definitely could be a positive. I do worry they have some flash enchantment, which makes me a little bit scared. Because I wouldn't mind Defend the Rider to double block for the Scavenger. Yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with that. And I might actually have to. Because if they do have the flash enchantment, I might just lose because of prowess and the counters. So I guess we'll try and double block and see, but no promises. I mean, tentatively, I'm actually really okay with that. Your Mossborn Hydra back with Terrasymbiosis to boot is great. Okay, it is just Azorius enchantments. That's fine. Here I will Terrasymbiosis because I want to get my free card draw, if at all possible. Yes. It's not the most ideal thing in the world, but not the end of the world. I'd like to think they don't have removal, because if they did, I think they would have slapped it to get rid of the Hydra right away. I think leaving Hydra alive is such a huge threat. Like in one turn it can do so much. I mean, you never swing with this unless you can prowess it, right? But we'll take the 2. I mean, okay. I'm a little bit scared of the interaction, but I'd rather draw 4 than draw 2. I think I kind of need to draw 4 if I want a chance to win. We'll grab red. Grab red while it's tapped. Let's see. Shelter by Ghost feels pretty good to find. I think tentatively I'm pretty happy to see that. I guess we will try and slap it on... Well, I guess we can slap it on Tifa. Because then if they spend a removal on her, they don't get to spend that removal on the Hydra. Yeah, so I mean, let's just... Well, we could get rid of the Seam Rip, to be completely frank. I don't hate that at all. Yeah, I really don't hate that. Getting Bill back would be really nice. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Makes swinging with the Tifa a little bit scary. Because I don't really want to double for that. But we can swing with the Hydra pretty free. Decent chunk of blockers. Maybe there's a double strike equipment that could make the Wonderweave Aerialist scary. Entity Tracker is definitely a flash card I was not thinking of. Second Shelter by Ghost is wonderful. Let's see. If you have the removal, spend it now. If not, get out of my face. Get that Entity Tracker, and let's... Yeah, we'll double up that Hydra, get a surrender from our opponent, and not much to say about that game, and we'll move right into the next one. Okay, here we are with another, like, borderline hand. It's okay, it is a 4-lander. It's got a decent curve. I really like the cards that it does have. We'll play our planes so we can bluff not being mono green. Again, I don't really know what plays that changes, but maybe it makes them make a different decision. Could benefit us. Interesting. I suppose let's drop Bill probably is good. Yeah, I think Bill into Hydra's a lot better, and considering we top deck 2 fetch lands, we kind of have to. We're not going to play the Hydra next turn anyway. So I guess maybe Tifa was better knowing that. Okay. Interesting. Maybe some kind of graveyard strategy, that's why the Quint's Insight is there. Definitely don't know what we're playing against. You only have colorless mana. There's no human spell you're casting. Yeah, we'll hold this up as interaction, I suppose. Get red, and we can either Worldsoul's Rage or Mossborn Hydra next turn. Very interested to see what's happening here. I mean, we'll block with the Tifa. They spend removal on it. That's okay. We have a Hydra to boot. And I think I would much rather not let the loner get there. That's unfortunate. I guess that's just me being stupid for not seeing that, but that's okay. Let's see what they throw in their graveyard, I guess. Oculus, okay. Sure. Okay, maybe it is just an Oculus deck. But let's slap down the Hydra and throw some counters on that bad boy. We'll let this resolve and then we'll crack the tunnel again. We can get our extra counters. We'll grab green again. Have at least some value for Worldsoul's Rage. And the Hydra's pretty scary next turn. Actually wins the game next turn. They don't know that, but they can be pretty confident, I think. Worldsoul's Rage is great. Land drops. Nice little bit of removal. I'm considering maybe swapping the Shelter by Ghost and Worldsoul's Rage ratios. Like, Worldsoul's Rage again, I don't love. Like, it's okay. I think it helps finish out some games a lot faster and definitely gives some really nice, like, late game land drop finishers. But I think Shelter by Ghost just feels better most of the time. Next episode I might try the 4-2 split but backwards. Try 4 Shelter by Ghost, 2 Worldsoul's Rage, and see how that feels. Like, I'm never upset to see a duplicate Shelter by Ghost. Sometimes seeing the second Worldsoul's Rage is eh. Sometimes seeing the first Worldsoul's Rage is eh. I mean... I don't really want to give away Bill for that. But it also doesn't feel the worst in the world. No, we're Worldsoul's Rage. Well, we can't Worldsoul's Rage to kill this. That's crap math on my part. I was gonna say we'd Worldsoul's Rage to kill that and get our dude back. We can't, unfortunately. Well, I guess we will. I mean, we'll see if they let us get in. Maybe they let us trade, if not. Next turn we can Worldsoul's Rage. Get our Hydra back. Get rid of their life linker. The second Shelter by Ghost is so brutal. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm never upset to see that card. Like, genuinely ever in my life am I ever upset to be like, oh, Shelter by Ghost. Like, I don't want to see that in my hand. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, stack up your graveyard. I mean, nothing I can do about it now. Yeah, I can for sure not pay the ward cost now. Even with a, Ooh, Scavenging Ooze actually is really nice. Worldsoul's Rage for 2. Can't get the Scavenging Ooze in though, so we could just Scavenging Ooze. Put some counters on it with Bill. Gain some life back, clear out the graveyard. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, that's something I'm okay with. We'll get Bill to be a big enough blocker, and yeah, we'll see what else we can do. I do like the Scavenging Ooze, being able to grab stuff from the graveyard. It's nice to see. Let's see it. Wow. That is so brutal. I mean, I guess we'll give the counter to the Ooze while we can. 3 Shelter by Ghost. That's tough, man. That is tough for sure. can't swing. And actually with an untapped land I can kill this one. Without an untapped land I can kill this one. It's expensive, but can be done. And they only have colorless mana unless they cast another human spell, so I'm not the most worried. I mean, I will clear out some of your graveyard and then get my guy back. Actually, do I even really want to? That is the question. Is it worth just taking the 5? Maybe. I feel like the Ooze can be a really good blocker later on. We can kill her with the Worldsoul's Rage. So I feel okay about keeping the Ooze alive, actually. I think we'll Llanowar Elves and wait for the Worldsoul's Rage. I think that's the right choice. We have another blocker. We have, I guess we only get 3 life, so if they get 2 more kill spells, even 1 Shelter by Ghost wins them. No, not quite. They need... Wow. That... I mean... 4 Shelter by Ghost, really. Honestly impressive more than anything else, I suppose. Goes to show it's a pretty darn good card. Alright, I mean, we'll get rid of it. They can't swing with it, because the elves, unless they have another... Again, they don't have another removal. So we can Worldsoul's Rage to kill that one if we need to. That's the wrong choice, I think. Less you can get. I mean, fortunate surrender by our opponent. Definitely not upset about it, but also an interesting one. I feel like they were not in an awful spot there. Maybe just a little bit of tilt that they're like, oh, it's so frustrating. But not the end of the world. I think, again, I think they were in an okay spot. We probably came back with the Terramorphic Expanse, to be completely frank. Or we just Worldsoul's Rage to win with all the land drops, but they don't know that. So, interesting surrender by our opponent. We'll definitely take it any day of the week, and we will get right into game number 6. Okay, here we are with another very good hand in my eyes. Can't get Mossborn Hydra on curve, but we have turn 2 Bristly Bill, fetch land for him. Hand feels a lot worse all of a sudden, but it's okay. Again, the second green is nice, but having the Worldsoul's Rage in my hand, knowing that it can kill that, and the fact that we have 2 fetch lands makes me feel a little bit better. Love to see the second forest. If they kill spell Bill, that blows, but not the end of the world. Probably just Worldsoul's Rage to kill the goblin and ramp a little bit. And I feel okay about that. I might still do that, so I can Hydra with a fetch land the next turn. Yeah, I think tentatively I'm still okay with that. Do a little ramping. Our Hydra should be basically unkillable after that. Well, Shelter by Ghost. It's definitely unfortunate. Sorry if you hear my puppy in the mic. But Defend the Rider is awesome. Love to see that. They can't Shelter by Ghost twice. And we will just pass. They should not have any removal that can answer this Hydra. It'll go to 8. Let's see. whatever combat trick they have, I just... Sure. I'm okay with that. Another interesting surrender. Not entirely sure what the game plan or the thought was, but that is a very fortunate win to get us into Diamond Tier 3. We are one step closer to reaching Mythic, especially with a couple breaks that we have taken from the climb. Really, really great to reach this today. But we have time for some more games, so let's see if we can even make some progress towards Tier 2. Here we're on the draw with an interesting hand. I'm okay to keep it. It is effectively 5 lands, because we don't really have a 3-drop that we want the elves for, but getting Bristly Bill in, with a land drop right away is nice to see. Flat Pits for the elves is, actually makes me feel a lot better. We don't have the drop we think we did. Why don't we Chocobo into another elves, get some ramp going. We can Bristly Bill and Scavenging Ooze next turn. Makes me feel okay. Looks like we might be getting a Dimir mid-range. Try to see Flood Pitch Drowner a lot. More than happy to trade a Mana Dork for the Drowner, I think. Throw in Bill. I guess we could have got... I guess Phantom Interference is something I should have been paying attention to. Maybe should have land dropped first, but it's okay. Not the end of the world. I'll spread the love. There's no real board wipes in Dimir, and so actually putting some counters on the elves and making it somewhat of a threat feels pretty good. Flood Pitch Drowner is probably coming in now. Not, which is interesting. Now it's coming in. I suppose to try and block for the Llanowar Elves, which is interesting. Or to try and... yeah, very interesting. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'll just give it another counter. Definitely no problem there. I think a bit of a misplay by our opponent. Getting rid of both of their Flood Pitch Drowners feels pretty good for us. I mean, they could have swung with, and if they had Kaito in hand, they could ninjutsu. I'll get rid of the elves. Yeah, could have brought in Kaito for ninjutsu. Very interesting play by our opponent. I don't know quite how to feel about it. We'll drop the Scavenging Ooze this way. So we have some green mana, and we'll Fabled Passage right away, so we get extra damage with the Chocobo. And we have both our green mana up for the Scavenging Ooze to steal from the graveyard. Truly not very important to steal in the Dimir matchup, but it's a little bit of life back. It's counters on another creature that they would have to spend a kill spell on. So I feel okay about where we're at. I will go ahead and try to get rid of these now. Again, going wide is definitely what we want to try and do. Fortunately, we are about out of things to play. But we'll swing in the Chocobo. I don't have a creature in the graveyard. Oh, I do, actually. So I do have game, if they let me. I'm sure they have a kill spell in hand, but... okay, I have game, because I can exile my own Bristly Bill. So let's see what interaction they're holding up. They have to play it now. Shoot the Sheriff for the Chocobo, sure. Totally reasonable play. It looks like hopefully they're a little bit out of gas. Hardcast Kaito. Probably going to tap down the Scavenging Ooze. Sure. I mean, we'll spend our mana on getting the Chocobo out of here all we can. We'll keep their graveyard thin. But yeah, that second one is okay. I guess we'll just drop the plains. We're going to keep the Fabled Passage for something that might need a double land drop. Defend the Rider feels okay on the Scavenging Ooze, but don't know if I'll use it. I think it is their last removal spell, and so if they have a removal spell, I think probably Defend the Rider is okay. On no blockers, yeah, because I could Defend the Rider in for a blocker, which is unfortunate, but not the end of the world at all. Let's see, then they can Surveil Draw, which is great for them. But we'll see what we can find off the top. Defend the Rider's nice interaction to have. I actually don't hate the Llanowar Elves at all. Definitely not the worst card I've ever seen. I will keep this Fabled Passage up because I think that is better. I mean, yeah, we'll block the... I suppose we'll block the Curiosity, but saves them one piece of card. I mean, they'll be drawing 2 every turn, basically, from now until the end of time. But if they only have 1 piece of interaction, the Scavenging Ooze actually might be enough for the victory. That is definitely unfortunate. I suppose... It's definitely unfortunate. I mean, let's see if we can get them to burn a kill spell now, so we can get value out of Defend the Rider. Doubtful, but I suppose we will make the 1/1. Or I suppose Nowhere to Run makes Defend the Rider not even that great interaction anyway, so it's not the end of the world that is something they have, I suppose. Yeah, sure. I figured something like that. I think, unfortunately for us, they have stabilized a little bit. I think we did run out of gas, as it were. I mean, they'll be able to generate so much card advantage with the with the flyers. I'm more than happy to trade a bird for this. I mean, that's just an extra card in their hand I don't have to deal with now. It's a very stressful game. I don't think we're winning this one. Sure.
Sit down. Please think.
I mean, they definitely just, yeah, they get to hold up interaction for a long time now. Draw plenty of cards. So, while unfortunate, yeah, it most likely is the end of the world, to be honest. I do not think we are going to come back from this, truthfully. Tifa is not what we want to see. Definitely an unfortunate game, but being at the bottom of a tier definitely doesn't feel the worst. We technically have not lost a pip. However, we are at risk, at the very least, of losing our Diamond Tier 3 status. But we get 1 game of buffer. We don't actually lose anything for this. If we get a win here, we'll reset that, and we will be able to continue on the climb. In the last game of the day, most likely, with a pretty good hand on the draw, I think. I think getting the Chocobo in early is always nice to see. There's Shelter by Ghosts for this, but outside of that, there's not the most amount of interaction in this deck. And so if we can get our Chocobo to stick around for a turn, that definitely feels really, really good. Deep Cavern Bat is honestly not too bad. Shelter by Ghosts and Worldsoul's Rage both deal with that pretty handedly, and we can get our card back. I would like to know if they have a Shelter by Ghosts in hand. Definitely would impact my card playing decisions, but I mean, I suppose I can wait a turn on the Chocobo. That way I can at least try and land drop off the top. I guess probably decent value. It's a much weaker Shelter by Ghost target for them as well. See if they slam it on their Sanctifier. Okay, Essence Channeler's a good card. Sequenced that a little bit incorrectly, I think, but I suppose it doesn't really matter. They would have gotten the same amount of... Well, they would have got more life, but same amount of counters, I think. Well, there is not much to do here, but play the Traveling Chocobo. Yeah, slightly unfortunate. Don't get to play the elves off the top. We really need to hope that they A, don't have Worldsoul's Rage, and that we B, can find some kind of good card off the top to play with the Chocobo. Waiting 2 turns might be too much. The Channeler's going to be really, really big. See what their last card is. Another Sanctifier. Wow. It's really, really good for them. I will attest to that for sure. As I say, they should swing with the Channeler. I think double blocking for the Channeler is always bad, but I also think not blocking it is also always bad. I really do think we need a miracle card off the top, and I think Bristly Bill enables more miracle cards than he prevents. Fabled Passage very well could be one of those miracle cards. Let us Worldsoul's... we can't get the white mana because we can kill the Deep Cavern Bat to... Yeah, I suppose we need to do this to kill the Starscape Cleric, because that just kills us. Everything else can be kind of managed with. Well, how many do we have? We only have 1, so we might as well only pay for 1. Kill that, grab our land. Get some stronger creatures and give ourselves a chump blocker. It's probably our best case scenario. Bar another Starscape Cleric. I don't think they can kill this turn. I mean, they can definitely be scary. They can put us in a bad spot, but I don't think they can kill. Or if they have a way to lose themselves life, but I don't think they're running that. Shelter by Ghost would be a win for them too. They definitely have a lot of outs here. Shelter by Ghost on the bat, and then I can only block 2 Sanctifiers in the Channeler, and I take 3. Only at the beginning of upkeep, so that's okay. Again, they can put us in a bad spot. But the game is not yet over. With the Scavenging Ooze, I actually feel okay about life. We will drop him first to get the land drop on him. But this can gain us some life back and give us protection against this flyer that we currently can do jack diddly about. Actually, it can't gain us the life back that we need, which is very unfortunate. Yeah, truthfully, that is actually very unfortunate. So I guess what we have to do is we need them to kill one of our creatures, which I just don't see happening ever, really. Although I suppose we do have... How much damage do we have on board? We have 15, but we can only make that like 20 something. So even swinging all out doesn't do much. I guess we swing with the Llanowar Elves, say oops, and maybe they block it so we can live. But unfortunate if they just let it go through. Be a great mental play if we can get them to block it. Getting them to block it is so great for us. I mean, that gives us an out. We still have a lot of things to block, but with the Fabled Passage, we can get our green. We do want something other than defend the Rider. Put some counters on Tifa and try and grow her big next turn. Oh, the Essence Channeler. So we need them to find a land, basically. Shit. Okay, that was... I don't know why I even wasted my time on that. Okay, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that really does suck. Really unfortunate loss, to be completely honest. I think that does demote us back into Diamond Tier 4. Actually does not. We get 2 losses of buffer, which feels really, really good. And actually makes our 4-4 record today feel a lot better than it really is. It means tomorrow we are absolutely going to have to start the day off with a win, but getting to survive those 2 losses without losing pips is great, especially when we're this close. Every little advantage we can get helps. Unfortunately, going to be the end of today's video, but I'll probably post a tier list or some other easier to make content as well, since I missed the past couple days of uploads. Tomorrow we'll get back into it and hopefully continue on the climb and maybe even reach Diamond Tier 2.